Greetings, this is Joelle and I'm the Vibrarian. I just popped on to make a quick video to share a reading that I received for myself. The deck that I just unboxed is the Mana cards, the Power of Hawaiian Wisdom. And I ordered this deck because I've really been feeling a pull to the Hawaiian energy. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I am exploring some kind of ancestral pathway from here. And it's very interesting because I have traveled to the Mayan area, the Yucatan Peninsula, and felt strongly called to go there as well, and spent some time visiting Chichen Itza, the temples, the Mayan ruins at Tulum and Ikbalam, and connecting there a couple years ago. So when I feel these pulls of my soul, I have a feeling that I will be traveling there to collect some pieces for myself in terms of a Hawaiian energy. So I researched decks and wanted to find one that was very sensitive and not one that would be like a cultural appropriation. So I came across this deck, the Mana cards, the Power of Hawaiian Wisdom, and the information, regarding the deck is actually quite lengthy. And I spent some time last night reviewing the energy of the guidance, and it is a rather very intense deck. So it's not one that I would say that I will use in a daily sense, but very much more to help me understand the cultural teachings that are coming through and also to connect with pieces of myself. So that being said, I did want to share my message that I received in terms of the first two cards that I pulled. This video will address the first one. Now, I have to say that one of the things that prompted me to go ahead and order the set, which had been in my cart for a while, was this beautiful soul sister that I'm connected with through the social universe that we have created. She's a beautiful sister. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. I hope I'm saying it's right. Itrishi. So we've been connecting and communicating for several months, and the number 25 came up in a reading that I was doing with her. And so, I bookmark all the things that I see because at some point there winds up being a connectivity. But a few weeks ago, she was talking with me and she shared something about the energy of Moana. And I have always loved that movie since the kids were watching it. And so at that point, I said, let me go ahead and order this deck because here is this Hawaiian connection, calling me. And I had just been playing songs from the movie with my nieces over Thanksgiving. We were singing We Know the Way. And so I said, let me go on. This deck needs to come into my life. There are obviously some messages. So I ordered the deck. It just arrived. It took several weeks because it was coming from the UK. So, okay, fast forward to this week. And this is when the number 25 came up in our reading. So last night I was pulling out the deck and unwrapping it, unboxing it. And the first card that I drew, there were two actually, but this is the first one. And it is Hulu. Now, also yesterday afternoon, I had pulled out a few things I'm still unpacking from having moved, and I pulled out a few of the sacred objects that I have, and I found a white feather with a bell on it that I received with a piece of organite that I ordered from Wing and Bell. You can see pieces of that on my Instagram. It was a gorgeous mermaid organite that is just stunning. And they send out a wing and a bell with all of their materials. So I just kept it, and it's a white feather. And so I hung it over a self-portrait that I have in my room. I also pulled out a crescent moon, and from the crescent moon, it's a little kind of, what do you call it, dream catcher, little tiny moon. From the crescent moon, there is a silver feather hanging down. So I didn't really think anything of it at the time, but then of course later after I drew this card, which was just before bed, I said, oh my gosh, okay, Spirit, I'm paying attention. So here is the guidance, which I will share from you regarding the card Hulu, which is Energy 25. So thank you, sister, for confirming this synchronicity. So the feather, and it deals with illusions. Now, each of these cards will have a chant in it, and I am not going to even act like I know how to pronounce this phrase. So please forgive me as I do my best. Ahe nani ke au ne. Behold this lovely world. Okay, so the guidance in the teaching says, a long time ago, a story says, only the god Maui could see birds, though sometimes people would hear their fluttering wings on the sweet sounds of their music. One day, a visitor from Kahiki, a foreign land, came to the islands bragging about the many wonders of his homeland. Maui knew that nothing could compare to the beauty of Hawaii with its marvelous landscapes and birds. So he summoned the birds, who immediately silenced the boasting tourist with their wondrous music. Maui then decided to lift the veil between humans and birds so that everyone could celebrate their beautiful colors. Many Hawaiian birds had brightly colored feathers that were collected and cherished by the ancient Hawaiians. In all of their multiple colors and forms, feathers were precious gifts that symbolized descent. Feathers were transformed into images of the gods, headdresses, leis, and cloaks for ali'i, or royalty, who were believed to be directly descended from the gods. Because the ali'i were perceived to be very close to being both human and deities, they carried colorful ceremonial scepters made of feathers. Therefore, feathers link humans with the gods. A kapua is a Hawaiian demigod and hero who is part god and part human. A kapua could change forms at will. The Hawaiian pig god, Kamapua'a, when he was in his human form, used a feather cape to hide the bristles down his back, which gave away his hog nature. The kapua, Kawele of Kauai, wrapped with a feather cloak, could take the form of a man, a rat, a fish, or a elepeo bird. The elepeo bird eats mostly flies and other insects, and yet cries, Ona ka'i'i, ona ka'ia. Fish is delicious, fish is delicious. Therefore, elepeo is a name sometimes used for one who craves fish but does not go fishing. The Hawaiian word for feather, hulu, also means esteemed or prized. The word hulu kapuna refers to the few precious living blood relatives of a grandparent's generation and is also a term for affection and pride. The word hulu makua refers to a precious parent or relative of the parent's generation. These references illustrate how the feathers are linked with great respect and esteem. Now, each of these references in here has an annotation, which I love as a librarian because it gives you ways to go continue to study the scholarship behind the information that is given. So this is a very well-sourced book. So far, I'm definitely giving it thumbs up as a reference. So the interpretation says, Hulu gently lifts the veil of illusion. The goddess Kionia would help people who were lost by sending an iwa bird to guide them out of the forest. Likewise, feathers can help elevate your consciousness so that you can see where you are heading. Feathers reveal that which was, that which is, and that which may be. Feathers remind us to pay close attention to where we come from, where we are, and where we are going. How many times have you heard someone say, I wish I had more time to spend with my family. I wish I could paint or write or sing or dance or travel. Or I wish, I wish, I wish. Those who spend their lives pining are like the whining elapale bird, craving fish while never going fishing. The feather gently reminds you to fulfill your wishes now, for this is the only moment there is. The greatest difference between those who wish and those who do is that the wishers wish while the doers do. The feather also reminds you that the division between the material and the spiritual world is an illusion. Feathers provide a way to rise upward into the realm of expanded vision. Allow the feather to fly you high enough for you to see over anything that blocks your vision. Illusions sometimes appear to be real, but it is you who creates reality. As you fly above the veil of illusion, learn to listen to the birds and behold the kaleidoscope of colorful possibilities that surround you. When you see the world from a heightened perspective, like the kapua, you gain the ability to shift the shape your life is taking. Soar with the feather, and possibilities become unlimited. Wow, that is so beautiful. There are several elements here in the details of the card. As you can see, there is, I think, a nesting bird, the feather. It's like we stand on the grounds of our ancestors and here we have the spiral as well, a mountain in the background. This is absolutely beautiful. I know that the images and the meditation about piercing the veil of illusion will be something that is going to be in my work right now. I take this guidance and receive it, and I'm thankful for the connection of the divine that is able to allow me to see around me, to have the eyes to see and ears to hear, and for all the beautiful people who are placed into my circle of awareness from near and far as we journey together in this ascension. It's beautiful. Hulu and the feather. I will share part 2 of my reading that I received in my next video. Love and light, and namaste.